Oh, baby. I'm fired up. Today's just one of those days. It's just everything's going on all at once, all at the same time type of days. First and foremost, happy Saturday and welcome into the stream. Hopefully, you're having an awesome start to your Saturday. We have so much to get to. We have a massive slate of college basketball games today. We have a solid slate of NBA and NHL games, 2 NFL divisional playoff games, and then let's not forget, starting this evening, the Australian Open. One of the major tennis tournaments. There is going to be, especially in the early rounds for the men's and the women's for this tennis tournament, massive value. So we're going to be looking at that later on in the stream to get ready for the opening matches. A lot to get to. Even some football, some soccer. I know the Premier League matches are going on right now, but there's 2 tomorrow, and we can look at some of the other major leagues as well. So there's just so much to get to. Really excited, really fired up. We're going to start off with DFS. Still in Pennsylvania. I'm here for like another week, so I don't leave until next Sunday. So in terms of DFS, there won't be much going on with DFS in terms of me creating slips, but I'm going to be able to at least share with you guys my screen. A little old school. You know, when I lived here a year ago, this is how it used to be. The streams were. I was just like sharing this on the screen, which kind of stinks, but is what it is. And then also want to give a shout out to Diana C. Appreciate you joining the OGs. So any OGs and DGens currently in the chat, make sure that you give a shout out to Diana. Awesome to have her join. Really cool. What's going on, Dan? Who do I got in divisional games? So over on Dub Club, I gave out a couple picks. I'm on some overs for today's games, or just the Bills game. I'm on the over on the Bears Rams, but I'm on the over on the Bills Broncos. I think I bet it on Bracco earlier this week. I think I got like 44.5. I can't remember exactly. So let me refresh the page here. But would love to hear from you guys. What do you think happens today? So let me throw this in. In my opinion, in previous years, back in the old days, the wild card round was normally kind of like the wild card round is kind of like the first round of college football playoffs. Like there's not really many good games. This year it's been completely different. This year the wild card games have been insane. Normally the divisional round, in my opinion, is like some of the best football. Where you have a lot of really good teams going up against each other. So I definitely want to get a poll going up. Rick, what's going on? Love to get a little poll going up, at least for today, guys. So let's talk about who wins the first game today. So let's start off with this one first. I want to hear from you guys, because this is the first game today at 4:30 Eastern. Bills Broncos. Who you got? Who you got in this first game today? Bills, Broncos. No point spreads or anything like that. Just straight up on the money line. Who you got? Bills, Broncos. I don't know. I would say I lean a little bit more Bills. And I definitely lean on the fact that Josh Allen is just... I know Bo Nix played in the playoffs last year, but a little more experienced. Excuse me. For my better people that are looking to cook up a 3-leg slip on better or use your discount, there's like 5 different options here. If you're an underdog user, you can create all these top 3 plays over underdog as well on a 3-pick slip. So do not hesitate, guys, for better or for underdog to create a 3-pick slip. Obviously, there's a lot of options here for better. Also, another option down here on underdog as well. So if one of these plays is nerfed, you can definitely hit the Jalen Duren under 17.5 points. Ken, morning to you, man. 49ers Faithful, what's going on? Do I think the Bills pull it off? So, I don't know. Recently, so to answer your question, Dan, I think it's going to come down to a field goal or like the last possession. I actually don't think they pull it off. Everything right now is like set up for Josh Allen to go on his run to the Super Bowl. But I personally, I've always liked the guy, and I've always liked the Bills and the Bills faithful. For some reason, I don't know, I'm getting tired of like the media just fawning over Josh Allen. He's an incredible athlete, incredible quarterback. Reminds me of just a better mobile Ben Roethlisberger. Big guy, can take hits, got a cannon for an arm. I'm just kind of tired of the media thinking like it's his time. So I'm actually rooting against them this year. I don't know, I'm a hater. It's all right, you can call me a hater if you want. I'm kind of hating on Josh Allen. So let's go Broncos. But I do think the Bills, they have the experience with the quarterback a little bit. But they are banged up. You know, they did lose Gabe Davis, which is tough. For my parlay people, parlay play, so we'll show these two up here. So Mikal Bridges over on his threes. Curry over on assists. Those would be your two plays. And then you could throw in Carlton Carrington or Bub Carrington, a.k.a. Bub, under on his assist there. So you could, if you wanted to play a three-pick slip on parlay play, over on Bridges threes, over on Curry assists, under on Carrington assists. But want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Don't hesitate. Obviously, the chat's open right now to OGs and DGens. So if you're an OG or DGen, obviously, over the last couple of weeks, I've kind of curtailed the streams. At least, you know, the one-a-days or in the evening streams are more for the members. You know, you go above and beyond to support me. I want to make sure that this chat is a place for you. If you're not an OG or DGen, don't worry. I still love you with all my heart. We're just going to open that up normally in the morning streams. Open that up. And the plan was to do that yesterday, and then the power died, and we weren't able to do that. Since his girl, Josh hasn't been the same, Rick. Oh, Rick, I like that one because that definitely plays a factor. Definitely plays a factor. So really don't see any PrizePicks value or DraftKings Pick 6 value. Definitely, though, some underdog and then obviously a ton of better value. So tons and tons. We're just devigging to Pinnacle right now, guys. So we're going to switch this up. We'll devig to FanDuel just to see if we get anything a little bit different here. Again, I'm going to kind of remove better at the moment. I think if you guys are playing better, there's a lot of great value out there. So I'm just going to remove better here at the moment. And just see what we have outside of it. Obviously, the results drop quite a bit. So we do have a little bit of PrizePicks. But for a three-pick slip, this is barely okay for LaMelo, but it's not great. Excuse me, for Kanaya. PGA, though. Sony Open. Like seeing that. I like seeing that. Sony Open is in progress. OddsJam's got a little bit of golf going on here, guys. For my golf people out there, not a ton of value with OddsJam in terms of showing a lot of stuff with golf, but a little bit here in DFS. So I'm a little disappointed here with the edges. So let's move back over to Pinnacle to see outside of better. Like, all right, we talked about underdog parlay play. This is pretty much it. We see like one PrizePick slip. Not much at all. Let's head over to the Sharp Money Tool. I got the DFS books locked and loaded over here on the Sharp Money Tool. Wiggins, here we go. Here's a play possibly for my PrizePicks people. Maybe pairing this with Curtis Samuel. Irish, what's up? 49ers faithful, it was over 2.5 3-pointers made. So I'll put that in the chat here. So that's what it would be for that one. Over 2.5 3-pointers for the Bridges play. Curry over on his 5.5 assists. And then Bub Carrington under 5.5 assists. That's a 3-pick slip over there. All right, so we got some good votes in thus far. We're going to close this poll right here. And we're going to get over to the next game, which is 55% of yins out of 22 voters think the Bills will pull it out. And then obviously we have, so the next one obviously I want to know, and this is going to be a great one. I'm sure it's going to be more of the same, but and I know at least one of the people on the stream here is going to pick one team. But we're going to take a look at the 49ers and the Seahawks now. Would love to hear from you guys. Who you got? You got the 49ers, you got the Seahawks. Niners are obviously banged up, right? They lose George Kittle. They're just putting this thing, you know, keeping it together barely with like duct tape and glue. But they keep rolling, man. So it's a huge one against the Eagles they had. Sharp Money Tool, the Wiggins play, okay. The Jaden McDaniels, it's fine. I don't mind it. Curtis Samuel, okay, like we're still talking about $1,400 to $2,000. Not much going on though. I don't really like going after these plays under $1,000 to put on my slip. The Chikrin play, like it's fine if you want to. It's okay. For the Bills, Dan, so I think I paid a little bit of extra juice, but I got it at 44.5. The over 46, I don't mind it. You know, because I'm just trying to think some different scenarios here. You know, worst case, it's going to be like 23-20, or like if it's 24-21, that's a problem. But the 46, we'll take a look at that right now and see what's going on. 80% so far early voters are on the Seahawks. We're obviously going to look at some NFL anytime touchdown scores today, guys. For my Dub Club people, we have probably, I'd say, a half dozen picks out there right now, mixed between player props and mainline markets. So let's see. Most of the books have this at 45.5, but Bookmaker and Circa are at 46, and BetOnline, excuse me. So really, it's just Pinnacle's the sharpest book that's at 45.5. FanDuel's at minus 118. Okay. Yeah, the over 46 is fine. Like I said, I got 44.5 at like minus 130. You can still get this on Kalshi. Someone's got like $158,000. Remember, guys, if somebody has minus 131 on the over, that means they want the under 44.5 at plus 131. Right? If they're offering 158,000 at minus 131, that means they want the under at plus 131 odds, which seems unrealistic that they could get that, but that's it. So that's just Kalshi. Remember, when you're dealing with Kalshi and Polymarket, you know, you got to pay attention to whatever they're posting their liquidity at. That means the price that they posted, they want the opposite of that price. So you have to take a look at that side, and does that price actually have a chance of their order getting filled? So Dan, to be honest with you, man, it's all right. The over 46, it's okay. I saw some value earlier when I was looking at some different NFL plays. We're going to take a look. Let's kind of jump into some stuff now. First up, we'll go with arbitrage. Show some love to my arbitrage people, because we're not going to talk a lot today about arbitrage. If you have questions about arbitrage, please just email me or DM me, and we can kind of go back and forth and talk about that strategy a little bit more. It's pretty simple. You have two books. Speaking of the value I was talking about earlier, I saw some value on some unders for first halves in that Bills-Broncos game. So, arbitrage betting, two books, right? If this is a little overwhelming for you in terms of the number of opportunities, the number of books, what I honestly would do is then just minimize your books, right? Come up here to the filter section, go over to sports books. Maybe you're seeing a lot. Maybe you have a NoVig and a ProfitX, a FanDuel, and a DraftKings. And so what you're just going to go ahead and do is maybe just select those, right? Figure out what's worth your time in terms of a percentage, in terms of, 3%, 2%, whatever the case that is. You just need to figure out your minimum ROI and what it's worth to you. That's definitely what I would say. All right, so once you have that kind of figured out, I would stick to mainline markets and player props, or just mainline markets. You could do that as well. No problem at all. So there we go. All right, so outside of that, guys, let's jump into a lot of positive EV. Let's get into it. So first things first, we're definitely going to check out anytime goal scorers with the NHL. Let's just first take a peep at that. All right, Pavel Dorofeev. So I'm currently out, just so you know, I'm currently out of money right now on FanDuel because I've already blown through a couple $1,000s this morning placing bets. So this would definitely be a play I would go bet on FanDuel. Predators and the Golden Knights, love that. Onyx has a 50% deposit match today and a 75% parlay boost. Yeah, we definitely got to take a look at that. I got you, Dan. Yeah, that can be a tough one. If you only have bet online right now, definitely can be a little tough because your option's limited. If you're getting at 46 even, there is some insurance there, which is okay, but I don't mind it. Just kind of hoping, though, that the offenses can open it up. Denver does have a really good defense, so we'll have to see. If this Tage Thompson play, if you are an MGM user, I'm okay with this. I'm all right with this Tage Thompson play. Obviously, he's a great goal scorer. It's just more based on the price that you're getting. But if you see like this on DraftKings and on FanDuel at plus 140, honestly, not interested. It's a negative EV percentage play. Really, once you get to this EV range, guys, and below, if you cannot get it at this sports book, really, really tough. Now, let's kind of go through an example here of what I would do in this scenario. My MGM, so limited, it's not even funny, and I'm sure most of yins out there are similar. So here's what I would look at. Hey, Tage Thompson, guys, honestly, if you could really just pay attention for these next minute and a half, it's going to be a video that's coming out on OddsJam next week. Most of yins might know this, but this is really important. I think it's a very viable strategy. Tage Thompson, I can't bet this on BetMGM, right? Okay, so what do? Well, I'm currently residing in a state that has access to no vig and ProfitX. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to no vig, okay? Now, let's take a look at the under on Tage Thompson. The under on Tage Thompson right now, the best price is minus 160, okay? Well, that means that if I go create this order on no vig, I can now offer the best price and still have a very EV edge play. So let's just kind of walk through what I'm talking about. So most people, when they're using the exchanges, all they do is just play the take orders. They have no idea that they either don't know or they don't know how to make an order. So I'm just going to come over here to the Bills, the Sabres and the Wild game, right? We're going to go over to goals, okay? And then I'm going to find Tage Thompson right here. And I'm going to say, yo, I want to make this. See how it takes right here? I don't want that. I want to make this. Right now, we know right here, according to OddsJam, that the best price on the under is minus 160. So if I can offer the under at minus 155, that means I get this at plus 155 on the over, right? So why not create an order at plus 155? And before I do that, I'll say, all right, OddsJam, well, if I can get this at 155, how much should I wager? And they're going to say, yo, this is going to be like a 5.5% edge. You should wager like almost $200. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer this at $200, and you're going to see I'm offering the under at minus 155. So now I'm going to go ahead and place this order for Tage Thompson. Now, that doesn't mean that this order is going to get filled, but if it does get filled, I now have a 5.5% EV edge play on my hands, and I'm now offering the best under. So check this out, right? All right, so that's where it is. Now on Tage Thompson, I'm going to come over here. Look at who's now offering the best price on the under. It's me. Hi, it's Billy Collins. That's who's offering the best price on the under. So now if anyone that's not watching this stream and doesn't know about this strategy, that's an OddsJam user, which I'm willing to bet there's a couple thousand of them out there that aren't watching this stream, they're going to be able to go over here and see like, whoa, I should bet this under. This is kind of a decent price. So I don't want to just offer a mid price. I want to offer the best price, right? So get in on the strategy now if you haven't. So I'm just going to come over here, type in no vig. Again, there's a chance that this order doesn't get filled. But if it does get filled, I got my order filled at an awesome price, and I got the appropriate amount of money down per the edge. So now I could do this for all of these, right? Like I'm out of money on I'm out of money on FanDuel. Tomas Hertl, this looks like a really good play right now. FanDuel, MGM, go, go, go. Would not bet this anywhere else. Maybe on DraftKings. DraftKings, it's a lower edge play. But again, you can see that the best option here is minus 225. So I'm just going to come over here to Tomas Hertl in this game, and I'm going to do the same thing. So like, just go ahead and create orders over there. Now you guys, obviously you can create prices whatever you want. You can create plus 500s. Probably not going to get your order filled there. I'm trying to keep this somewhat realistic. Where's he at? There he is. So take the over here on Hertl. I don't want this at 198, right? 198 though is actually not bad, but it's a little bit below the EV edge. So I'm going to say, yo, 225 is the lowest. So let me get this at 220. So I'm going to say, all right, give me this at 220. And I'll figure out what the edge is, right? 220. If I can get this at 220, I'm very happy. And this is about 143 bucks. So I'm just going to round up to 150. And I'm going to put this right here and I'm going to make it. Maybe I needed to delete the plus sign. Yeah, except 219, that's fine. And I'm offering the under. And there we go. Now I've offered 2 different plays on no vig. Then I'm very happy if I get my order filled. And now what you're going to see is that I'm now popping up as the best, as probably the best price. So we'll take this, put this in at no vig for $2.19, and I'm very happy. So these are things, guys, that you want to definitely check out, right? You definitely want to check this out. Something that I don't think I've talked about before. I haven't been able to go through actual examples because, you know, I have lived in a state that 4CX doesn't offer player goals. 49ers faithful says bunch of haters. Skunky K Paso. Yeah, Irish, we didn't have it happen. I got really excited too. You're not the only one that felt his junk wiggle a little bit when I saw DeBrincat score, and I was like, we just need Hagel or Lekanen to score, and like we're sitting pretty. Didn't happen. All right, so Rick, what's the difference between BetOnline and Props Builder? All right, so we're going to go through and look at some anytime touchdown scores for today's game to see if we have anything there while I answer your question, Rick. So, Props Builder is a separate entity. They're a separate company. They create player prop odds. That's what they do. 55% said the Seahawks are going to win tonight out of 22 votes. 45% said Niners. Not that bad, 49ers faithful. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Props Builder is a separate company that creates player prop odds. BetOnline, they've started to. They do have some of their own player prop odds. But maybe BetOnline doesn't want to have to go through the trouble of creating this massive menu for all the sports in all these different markets for player props. So what BetUS and BetDSI and BetOnline and XBet and MyBookie and BUSR and BetNow and I'm missing a couple others, what they do is they're like, yo, Props Builder, let me just get your odds and you can put it on our site. We'll just source your odds and put it over there. So that's what happens, is it's a separate entity that has their own player prop odds. Now BetOnline can say, hey, come to BetOnline. We have a massive menu when it comes to player props, right? So that's a way that BetOnline doesn't have to manage their own player props. Props Builder takes care of that, and then they hit that. Yeah, Bovada, no doubt about that. So Bovada is a great example. Bovada is the one sports book that they create a ton of their own player prop odds, but they also have Props Builder. So whenever you see a Bovada logo pop up for a player prop, that's Bovada's own in-house player prop odds. That's their own odds, okay? If you see the Props Builder logo, then you go over to Props Builder. So Rick, BetOnline, so basically BetOnline is the sports book. And then they offer, in like aisle 8 of a grocery store, they offer another portion that's connected to the sports book that is just Props Builder. So BetOnline, BetUS, they create their own odds for moneyline spreads, totals. Then think of it like a store. They have connected to the store where you could go just for player props. Just like when you go to Dick's Sporting Goods, you can go just to the golf section, right? So it's the same thing. Each sports book that has this, they have player props added. That way, they don't have to manage it. They can, Props Builder takes care of all the odds. BetOnline just offers it. So that's how it works. I don't know about that one, 49ers faithful. I didn't check that one out. That's a pretty good one. Speaking of for my prediction market people, this play here on Montana State is out there for Fanatics, Underdog, and Crypto.com. Underdog predictions, Fanatics markets predictions, guys. This is a play that's out there at plus 112. Really not good anywhere else, but this is a very good price to Circa, BetOnline, and Bookmaker. So if you have Fanatics prediction markets or Underdog prediction markets or Crypto.com, I need to sign up with Crypto.com. This is definitely a play that you want to hit up Montana State minus 5.5. No, Rick, it's not the same odds. It's not. It's not. So if you see a play on Bovada for a player prop, that's not the same odds as Props Builder. That's why you'll see a distinction in the logo on OddsJam. Saints fan, what's going on, man? Also, new sportsbook added to the OddsJam ecosystem. It was there for a minute over time. I haven't signed up with them. I'm sure at some point I will. Money lines, Santa Barbara. Not there. Really what I want to focus on preferably is point spreads. Bookmaker just offers a much higher liquidity when it comes to point spreads. Much higher. Much, much higher. So in terms of the limit that Bookmaker accepts compared to Pinnacle or Circa, it's like leaps and bounds a difference. So 4CX, Brady plus 5.5. All right, some of these ones look pretty good. Western Michigan plus 19. This looks really good. Now, again, I just don't blindly take these guys. I'm going over here on my other monitor. Going to pull up 4CX. We're looking at college hoops right now. The anytime touchdown scores, at least for today or tomorrow, didn't see anything I liked. I normally don't bet the unders. So not something I'm getting into there. Let's go over to 4CX. So we're looking at college hoops. There's a lot of games today. We're going to look at, obviously, the NFL player props. We're going to look at NBA player props. We're going to look at the Australian Open and some plays out there. So I'm over at 4CX. Fun fact, guys, in Pennsylvania, you have access to ProfitX, NoVig, Bet Openly, and 4CX. Pennsylvania, I don't know. Maybe I'm going to turn around, pack my bags, and head back to PA because the sports books here are just delightful. They're great. Nothing else. Maybe in the summertime when it's baseball season, I got to get back here. So college hoops, 4CX. If you guys don't know this, it's another exchange that works similarly to ProfitX and NoVig. You can create your own odds on this exchange. It's available in Arizona. That's why I use it so much, since I don't have access to NoVig and Profit. And it's a great book. They don't have as many markets as NoVig and ProfitX, but it's still pretty good. So we're looking at Western Michigan plus 19. I'm probably talking too long, so someone's already on it. Where's Western Michigan? Got to show more. That's right. There we go. We're looking at plus 19. So just click props here. It opens everything up. We're going to take the plus 19. Here it is, $67. I'll just type in 67. See if I can get the spot 92. We'll see. There we go. We got it right up here. You can see it was taken. You might not. My head might be in the way. But we get that $67.92 over at 4CX. Very excited about that play. Great exchange. Again, guys, these exchanges, 4CX, ProfitX, NoVig, Kalshi, Polymarket. If you live in a state with DraftKings, Underdog, or Fanatics prediction markets, you can create your own pricing here. Bet Openly is similar. Bet Openly won't limit you. You can't really create your own pricing over there. But Bet Openly is kind of in that discussion as well. These are all sports books that you'll never get limited. Right? All of these sports books you'll never get limited. So, and as we just discussed on 4CX, NoVig, and ProfitX, you can create your own prices. You can literally create your own prices. So if you're sitting there and saying, Billy, I'm limited on Fanatics, then go look at Fanatics' prices and go create similar prices with the exchanges. Like, why wouldn't you do that? And I don't mean to be yelling at you specifically, but like, these are things you need to think about. This is the creativity that you can have with exchanges. Now, most OGs and DGens already know this, but if you're new to the stream, start using your exchanges and look at the soft sports books, because that's basically what the video is going to be about coming out next week on OddsJam, guys. Use the soft sports books as your research tool, and then just go create similar prices on the exchanges. And again, if your order doesn't get filled, you get your money refunded to you. So there's literally no downside. Go do that. That's how you can start getting bets at similar prices like the soft sports books, like MGM, like Bet365, like Fanatics, like BetRivers, and never get limited. It's literally a long-term viable strategy. So that's basically what the video is going to be about. Spoiler alert. But you want to hop on it now before everyone else does. That's kind of the other thing. Definitely want to hop on it now. Juwan Jennings, ATD Irish said, let's go back over and take a peek. Oh, well, I might have to expand my filter. I might have to expand my odds range. Let's go up to like 400. Let's see what we got. Okay. Now, normally I keep my odds range between plus minus 150. If you want to go a little bit further beyond, remember, guys, this has roughly a 27.5% chance. That's the fair value according to Pinnacle. But Fanatics, DraftKings, Bovada, guys, for those of you that don't, maybe you do or don't know, if you're very limited, like you can hit this on Onyx as well. If you're very limited on Fanatics, NFL anytime touchdown scores, you can still probably, I'm willing to bet, get down between $50 or more on these markets. So if you're like, dude, I can't bet like more than $4 on an NFL player prop, trust me, on anytime touchdown scores, you might be able to wager more than what you think. Your Fanatics account might not be completely dead. So check that out, because I'm still able to wager $50 or more on anytime touchdown scores. Now, it's really only that market. Like anytime goal scores in the NHL, I can get down $25 or so. But for NFL, anytime touchdown scores, still a very good market. Let's take a look at this Onyx play, this Onyx parlay. Because Onyx is flashing right now is a great play for Juwan Jennings. And if we're getting a parlay boost or something, I definitely want to put that in there for sure. So over on Onyx, I only got about $53, which kind of stinks, but we can make that work. 100% purchase boost up to $50, which is awesome. So I definitely want to opt into that. So I'm gonna do this now. See if I can purchase it while I'm streaming. So we get $50 in bonus picks. I can already tell you, yeah, Fanatics just increased their price actually. It's even better right now in Fanatics. Let's see if we can get this. I'm basically processing the transaction right now, guys, over here on my other monitor for Onyx. There we go. All right, it worked. Went through. Sick. Cool. Verifying the details, and then we'll go from there. We're in. All right, so that worked. Now let me take a look at this. Do I get the bonus boost? Not yet, but that's okay. All right, so the parlay that they have is a 75% parlay boost. So we definitely want, I'm going to first take a look, guys, to see if this is like a traditional parlay. So yeah, it's a traditional parlay, which is fantastic. You get the boost on a traditional parlay. So this is great. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to put in Juwan Jennings anytime touchdown. This is 75% boost. So anytime TD score, we're going to start off with Juwan, okay? And so we're going to add this. And then I'm just going to flash this. We're going to come over here to add Onyx only. And then we're going to look at all the markets today. And let's take a look. Okay, JSN over on his receiving yards. I can get down with that. Trevion Henderson, is this actually real though? It is. Remember guys, when you're looking for Onyx plays, DraftKings needs to have the same price as Onyx. If they don't, DraftKings is say at -115 and Onyx is at +100. It's a ghost play. It's Onyx has not updated their odds to copy DraftKings. Again, it's a small sports book, guys. It's a small operation. That's why, if you're bitching about Onyx, it's not the size of FanDuel. There might only be like 5 to 10 employees working at this sports book. It's not a big operation. It's your mom and pop convenience store where the guy lives upstairs above and he just comes down and works. Like that's the level of so remember, keep that in mind, guys. Some of these sports books, we're talking like the Blockbuster, the dude lives upstairs and then he just comes down and works in the shop. That's what we're talking about in terms of number of employees at the sports book. A little bit more than that, but still. JSN to get 90 receiving yards. I love that. So we're going to go grab that. Over 89.5. So there we go. All right, so we got that one as well. And then what else do we have? Trevion, this is a little bit. I like to go maybe McCaffrey. This could be an SGP. McCaffrey over on catches. I mean, they're going to feed him the ball. And he's going to be out there. There is a level of trust here taking this McCaffrey play because I know the dude's going to literally be out there for almost every single play, and he is the entire offense. So McCaffrey over. All right, so they're giving us odds of 848. Yeah, we should be getting odds of like 1293. But even with the boost, guys, we're still getting like 1484, which I'm okay with. What's the max wager on this? $20? So this is actually just an SGP, but I'm cool with it. So that's what we're going to use it for, guys. Juwan Jennings, anytime touchdown scorer. McCaffrey over on receptions. JSN over on receiving yards. I'll share this link with you guys in the chat. so that you can just go ahead and cook this up. 75% profit boost. One other thing that I want to mention, and I appreciate, Irish, you can let me know about the Juwan Jennings play. This boost, guys, is such a high profit boost that you can literally create pretty much any play that you want, and this boost is going to overcome the negative EV, right? So, right, I was getting 848 odds. I should be getting 1293. Really poor, but a 75% boost is going to make this insanely EV. So you can honestly, with this Onyx Parlay boost, you could bet your own opinions and slap the boost on it. It's going to be positive EV. Definitely kind of want to let you guys know about that because, no, wrong screenshot. It's so good. It's just really, really good. So again, you can come over here, click this add to parlay tracker, right? And then you can come over here to the bet tracker and say, yo, I'm getting this on a boost. I'm getting whatever, what is it, 1488 odds? Yeah, 1484. So I'm getting 1484. There we go. It's an odds boost. Also, for those of you that are new with OddsJam, or you're just a little confused on how much money you should be putting in each book, definitely come over here and take a look at the deposit optimizer. This is literally going to tell you how much money you should put in each sports book, right? And all you do is type in your bankroll. So if you have a $500 bankroll, there you go. If you have a $5,000 bankroll, here you go, right? Or maybe you have an $8,000 bankroll. Then this is the books where you should be putting your money in. That's what OddsJam's telling you based off of, the number of bets. The number of bets the number of profitable opportunities that you receive. That's why FLIF is such a low number here, because we don't really see as many FLIF profitable plays ever since they changed odds providers a year ago. In February, it hasn't been as good. So this is where you could just say, hey man, I got $300. Like, what should I do? It's like, all right, well, you should go no vig for 110, DraftKings, and then FanDuel, right? So it definitely helps out, guys. The deposit optimizer is up here on the left. And again, all of these tools that I use with OddsJam, if you want to try it 1 week for free, use code Billy35. You're going to receive a 1 week free trial and then receive 35% off your first month after that 1 week trial ends. If you find any of this stuff insightful, the breakdowns, kind of explaining to you my process and exactly what I look for and exactly what I want to target, then smash that subscribe button. As we're inching towards 10,000 subs, guys. We're getting there, which is awesome. So let's get back over to some college basketball. We hit up that boost on Onyx. Talked about Montana State for Fanatics Underdog Prediction Markets, crypto.com. Check that out. I'm not going to grab this. I can use this play, ProfitX, but just go hit that up. Irish, appreciate that. Irish was sharing. And again, guys, if you appreciate this, if you're an OG or DGen, don't hesitate to share some strategies if you're looking or if you need some help, you have some questions. Yo, I'm getting murdered in this market. How's it been going for you? Don't be afraid to ask questions here, right? January's been a tough month for me. And I don't think I'm the only one in here that's been having a tough month in January. It's been tough. Love that, though, Irish. FLIF pays out basically double for defensive special teams touchdowns. That's very plus EV. And even if you can only get $1 or $3 on those plays, they're definitely worth your time. Santa Barbara, one thing I have noticed with Bookmaker, at least when it comes to their money line market, their liquidity is considerably lower for money lines. That's why I was really focusing on point spreads, but I'm going to check this again for Santa Barbara. It's a late one, Hawaii, Santa Barbara. It's only $116 on no vig. But again, and it is an ARB to Bookmaker, which is nice to see. But, if Bookmaker's only taking like $500, then that's going to be a problem. So let's see. And we will be back on, guys, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, looking at the other divisional matchups and looking at some more NFL, NHL, NBA. All right, so Santa Barbara. Yeah, so Bookmaker's only taking $1,000. So they're taking about the same money as Circa. Pinnacle's actually taking more money here, and this play wouldn't be as EV to Pinnacle. So, something that you learn, and you can want to take a look at BetOnline's limits as well. Bookmaker, you definitely want to harness their power of point spreads for college basketball. For money lines, I would probably lean more Pinnacle for college basketball money lines. So this is going to kind of help shape the filter a little bit more. Where I can come over here, I can literally edit this filter. And I could say, listen, I just want to go for bookmaker. I just want to go point spreads, right? Maybe point spreads and total points. That's it. That's all I want to look for. Now we update the filter. There we go. I can say, show me what you got, little mama. And it's going to say it should get rid of those money line plays. Why did it not get rid of the money line plays? There's only 2 markets. There's no money lines here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to probably focus a little bit more on point spreads, but like Kentucky plus 5.5. So again, if I want to double check this, Pinnacle's taking 5K, which is pretty good, but Kentucky, Tennessee, big SEC matchup. Kentucky plus 5.5. Again, there's only $60 here on PrizePicks, but I just want to take a look. Yeah, so this is why, guys, we want to go after point spreads. I've showed this before to OGs and DGens. Pinnacle's taking 5K here. That's nice. Well, Bookmaker's taking 15,000. Bookmaker's taking 3 times the amount of money on point spreads, right? So for money line plays for college hoops, use Pinnacle. For point spreads, use Bookmaker. So yeah, I like this. So if anyone wants to try to beat me to the punch over on PrizePicks, I'm going to go over here and try to get this play at plus 114 odds. There's only 28 bucks now, which kind of sucks. Uh-oh, passed it up. No. There we go. All right, so plus 5.5, $28. I'll take it. See if I can get it, unless one of you guys beat me to the punch, which I won't be mad. It's only 28 bucks. It's unmatched right now, so don't know if that's going to get matched. It might not. That's okay. We'll come back over. Let's refresh the page. Again, grab this Texas A&M play. It looks good. Villanova St. John's. No big profit X. Almost a low hold to Bookmaker. Again, Pinnacle's taking $1,500. So this is total points market, guys. Normally the books take less money on total points compared to point spreads. So if you want more confidence, bet point spreads on college hoops. If you want more confidence from the sharp books, I should say. So Villanova St. John's under 148.5. And at the under 148.5, yeah, Bookmaker's only taking $1,000. So again, this might be just something where I just only look at point spreads. And I'm just like, all right. Point spreads here. Texas A&M Commerce, Texas Christian. Looks pretty good. And so normally I like to check all these guys. This is kind of just how the process is. Now we're still dealing with a 3% edge, so this is still worth it to me. And let's see. This is against Houston Christian. So it's East Texas A&M, guys. For those of you that don't know, it's not Texas, it's East Texas A&M Commerce. I might have to go to extra games. There we go. And we're looking at what, the plus 2.5. And they're actually only taking $1,000 here. They're taking the same amount of money as Circa. But again, Circa and Bookmaker taking the same amount, and they have this as the same price. So I still like this play on no vig. I'm happy to bet this for about $140. No problem at all. Haven't gotten my NHL goal scorers matched yet. That's a little unfortunate. I was hoping to get that matched. Little live update on what's going on. Nothing's been matched yet. That's unfortunate. All right. It can happen. Let's go to college hoops. Oh, perfect. I can just search right here. Here it is. And we're looking at what, 2.5? And again, I'll take this for about, we'll go 125. Or, yeah, there we go. So we got 125 matched at plus 106 odds. No problem. So there we go. We're in on this play for about $125 on no vig. So just looking at point spreads right now, right? Gardner-Webb plus 6.5. $500 being taken over here. Now, again, these are smaller schools, guys. So the smaller schools, you're not going to see crazy amount of money on the point spreads in terms of what bookmaker is accepting. But when it comes to like Kentucky and Tennessee, you're going to see a lot of money. All right, and we're looking at what? The plus 6.5. Yeah, they're taking $1,000. So they're taking twice the amount of money the Pinnacle is. Obviously, Pinnacle's more bullish on this play than Bookmaker is. So I'll still take this over at NoVig. Plus 6.5, plus 110. And I will wager probably about the same. Maybe a little bit less. We'll see. 125 I'm cool with. And you can see there's a lot of different ones here, but I'm all right with this. So again, we'll go for 125. Cool with that. Gardner Webb, leave a little out there if anybody wants it. Plus 6.5 at 125. And I'm into that. I'm in. So there's a couple different point spread plays, guys, on NoVig, ProfitX. Kind of how I like to go through it. Really would just stick to the point spreads. Totals, maybe you just stay away from totals altogether. Some just little tips, though, when it comes to going after those plays. All right, let's take a look right now at some NFL player props. Not touching any more UK bets this season, Irish says. Understand that. All right, let's take a look at some NFL player props for today's games. And let's see what we got. So I'll just go to the NBA props and then switch this to NFL. Because I really like the setup that I have here. Looking for today, just player props, guys. We'll throw in some, let's do it all. I mean, it doesn't matter. Minus 150, plus 130. It's a pretty stable odds range. All the sports books. We talked about McCaffrey. You want to bet this on Sugar House straight up? Yeah, I'd bet this on Sugar House. This looks incredible. Pinnacle's taking $1,000 on this. And they're down here. So I like this. This is an ARB to Pinnacle, by the way. The under's at plus 115. The over's at minus 109. So I'm going over to Sugar House to bet this. I got to log in. And I'm going to bet as much as they'll let me on McCaffrey. Because it's $360. I got $328 in the account. So what can we do here? Over 6.5 catches. You can bet the 7 plus at minus 109, which is cool with me. If I scroll down here, it's probably, yeah, it's actually minus 110 on the over here, guys. So actually bet the 7 plus. So for those of you who are like, who cares about 1 cent? It's extra money in my pocket, so I care. Let's see if I can bet $300 on this. Well, let's just bet the whole thing. I got 328 in here. Can I bet 328? Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. So we talked about this before when it comes to player props on Kambi. You guys saw yesterday on the stream, I'm limited on NBA player props over here. I could still bet about 50 to 100 bucks. But I don't bet a lot of NFL props on Sugar House because, well, I live in Arizona now. So I haven't bet on this book very often. Now they're letting me bet $328 on an NFL player prop. This is incredible. I'm out of money, which is cool with me. This is a very good play. High edge, and I'm in for 328. Oh, I love that. Oh, now I got something to root for tonight. Let's go CMC. All right, Sugar House 328, bingo. So I'm out of Sugar House money. But again, guys, if I believe in something, I put my money where my mouth is. That's how it's always been. Anton says, I've been getting cooked this month. No doubt about that. You're not the only one, my friend. Not the only one. Seahawks and the Niners. Okay, we got some Allen plays. Again, MGM, completions, rushing attempts. I don't like betting this under on rushing attempts with Josh Allen. I'm just not a plus EV opinion, guys. Just a D-gen opinion of my own. Josh Allen runs the football a lot in the postseason, typically. 8.5 is a pretty tall order, but not a fan of it. It is an ARB to FanDuel if you want to just ARB this over at FanDuel. Yeah, Anton, what you're going to notice is like, and this is something, again, guys, every sports book operates a little differently. So I'm just going to scroll through some plays here. I might peep this RJ Harvey play on Bracco. You know, Bet365, once you get limited on Bet365, you can only bet like $5 across the board on every market, on any sport, right? Even if you only bet the NBA and you got limited there, they limit your account across the board. Fanatics typically will limit you across the board, but they'll let you wager a little bit more for live betting, especially on NFL and NBA. You might be able to bet 50 to 100 bucks live betting Fanatics. NFL anytime touchdown scores, you might still be able to bet $50 to $100. So each sportsbook works differently. With Kambi, so Bet Rivers, Ballybet, Bet Parks, if you get limited betting NBA player props, but you go over and place a soccer bet, or you go place an NFL player prop bet, well, that's not maybe a market that maybe in your history on that sportsbook, maybe you haven't bet much on that over there. Well, they're going to let you wager more money. So Kambi's really unique, actually kind of nice, where they'll still let you bet a decent amount of money on other markets, on other sports. So don't give up on your account because not every sportsbook operates the same way that Bet365 does. Bracco, RJ Harvey, under on his rushing attempts. Yeah. I'm cool with this. So I'm logging in over here on Bracco. Pinnacle's taking $1,000, and I like their movement here. Again, it's an ARB to Pinnacle, guys. The +1. You could ARB this on no vig if you wanted to with Bracco. So let's take a look. Let me log in first, and then I'll I don't know if I get in trouble with YouTube showing Bracco. I don't know. I guess I'll find out down the road if I do. Now, I did notice yesterday, guys, the little off on the pricing. Bracco and OddsJam were. OddsJam wasn't pulling the correct plays. So let me first check this over here on my screen to see if the odds are actually correct. I'm just waiting for this to log in. There we go. So, Bills, Broncos, player props. I don't know if any of you guys are right now currently on Bracco. It's not operating the best. Here we go. Player props, there we are. Rush attempts, RJ Harvey. Yeah, this is incorrect. So OddsJam is pulling some stale lines. So don't, guys, basically Bracco's going to be unusable right now because the under 13.5 is at -158 I'm seeing right now. It's not -120. So I'm just going to click off of Bracco because they're not actually legit. So let's select everything and except for Bracco. Okay. So we talked about McCaffrey. Dalton Kincaid, over on his receiving yards. This is an ARB to Pinnacle. This is no vig. So, I like that, especially because they moved. I'm cool with this. It's under $500, guys. I've made videos in the past talking about if it's under $500, I'm not really all that afraid. So we're looking for Kincaid. They're telling me to bet 270. I don't know if I'm going to bet 270. -108. Over 35.5 receiving yards. So is it 35.5? Yeah, over 35.5. -108. We'll go in for a 150 spot. I'll leave some liquidity out there for any of you guys out there that want this. We get Kincaid over 35.5 receiving yards. Obviously, no Gabe Davis. Kincaid's probably their best receiving weapon other than James Cook. No offense to Khalil Shakir, but Kincaid. We like that. All right, so we're going to grab that at -108. I'm sorry, 150. All right, there we go. Like that a lot. Great play. Dawson Knox. Again, if you want to do the tight ends, we could do the tight ends. This is a low hold to Pinnacle. So again, Kincaid or Knox. I'd rather be on Kincaid than Dawson Knox, but again, Dawson Knox could do it. We bet JSN on a parlay earlier. I definitely would like to bet his over here. I don't know how I feel about Dawson Knox right now. It's a good play. I should probably just go bet it. So while we're over here with Dawson Knox, I'll bet a little bit under that amount. But let's hit that up. So Dawson Knox over 21.5. -103. I'm going to go for a little bit less here, guys. I'll go in for a $1.25. And there we go. We're in on both tight ends now for the Bills. So 125. Okay. JSN. Really like this play. Minus 107 odds. Pinnacle's dropped off a cliff recently. I know the Profit X has popped up, but I like this a lot. So for him to get 90 receiving yards. Let's go over to Profit. And we're looking for, I know it's going to depend on Sam Darnold. I know this is going to, if Sam Darnold doesn't play, then I don't know, or if doesn't play long, I don't know how long JSN, then obviously, you got to bake that into your evaluation here, guys. But I'm cool with it. I don't know if I'm going to go $220, but I got about $400 left in the account. 89.5. We'll go in for 150 here. Oh, no, not under. No. No, edit this. Edit that. No. Trash that. I want the over for 150. Almost messed up. Almost screwed that one up. All right, JSM for a $1.50. There we go. That's on Profit. Hit the over up. Great stuff. You can see the liquidity already updated, guys, based off my bet. Let me catch up in the chat here for a second. Nothing new at the moment. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you guys are finding some bets, smashing some plays. We're looking at basically everything for the NFL today. Player props, NFL totals, alts, main markets. The first half team total, guys, not a market I bet a lot on FanDuel. Not something I mess with. Again, if you want to, all means do so. You're really hoping for 2 touchdowns or, a touchdown and a bunch of field goals. But there could be a 13-point, scored by the Niners. We'll see. Troy Franklin for my Circa Fanatics people. This looks really good. Again, now Circa's taking more money than Pinnacle is. What I reside to the fact is that I don't think Fanatics is particularly a sharp sports book. So the fact that Circa has the same price as Fanatics, makes me want to bet this. Circa's here. But you can see Pinnacle's moved a little bit. They were at minus 127, minus 133, back up to minus 130. So just small movement. But I'm still okay betting this. And if you're a Circa user like Irish is, and anyone else, let me know if you're out there, OG or DGen that has Circa. I'm okay betting this because Fanatics has the same price. So if you want to bet this on FanDuel, it's not as great of a play, but it's still decent, right? It's about 2% edge. But, once we get down to this area, guys, if you are taking a slightly worse price, that really significantly impacts your EV edge, which for me puts it on, do I want it or do I not want it, right? Keon Coleman, it's like, am I taking all the Bills over on receiving yards? Don't know. All right, let's take a look at some NBA plays. Let's take a look at some NBA plays for right now. Let's DVig early on. I don't mind DVigging to FanDuel early on. Okay. What do we got? Well, obviously, we have a lot of Sportzino. Again, I quickly checked these plays to see if any other sports books offering this. They're not. This is an ARB here on Sportzino and FanDuel. Player steals, obviously not a very popular market. Not as popular as points, rebounds, and assists. That's an ARB. So we got some different Sportzino plays. You're going to see a lot of MGM plays when you're DVigging to FanDuel, guys, for the NBA. I'm out of money on Camby. Don't really have a lot of money to put back in. I'm pretty much tapped. So whatever the money's left in my sports books, that's what I got to rock with. Carlton Carrington on his points. This is pretty good. It looks really good. I mean, Pinnacle is only at minus 106. Yeah, this isn't as good to FanDuel, but it's still good to Pinnacle. But I'll kind of get rid of that one. Don't really like that. This Dyson Daniels play on Camby. It's an ARB to FanDuel. Let's take a look and see who moved, right? I'm always looking for movement. Now, in this particular example, we don't really have movement, right? We don't have any movement. meaning that there isn't, I mean, I shouldn't say that. In the last 2 hours, FanDuel did move. They went from plus 112 to minus 106, which is pretty significant. And then Pinnacle shortly thereafter followed. But this is an ARB to FanDuel, so anytime it's an ARB, guys, to Pinnacle or FanDuel, I'm willing to bet this. I'm good with it. So go ahead and grab it. Onyx, Anthony Simons, DraftKings and Onyx. Now it's nothing because DraftKings just moved their odds. Simons on his PRA. Yeah, this is an ARB to no VIG and an ARB to FanDuel. I would take the over on Simons' points, rebounds, and assists. Minus 105 on MGM. I would take that all day long. Okonkwo, rebounds. Plus 160. Low hold to FanDuel. FanDuel's under is minus 160. The over is plus 160. So there's two of the same numbers on the over and the under. It means it's a 0% hold. These are very good plays for him to get 10 boards. I like that. Really, it's just a can-be play, but I definitely like that play. Not much for me in no VIG. So all these plays are over 5% edge, guys. Really, really good. These Carrington plays, can I get this at bet 105? No, these are just Pinnacle plays. Okay. DraftKings. Okay. Apologies, still getting through a little bit of congestion. We're almost done though. I'm about 98% good to go. This play's dropped an EV edge though. At minus 130 was very good. It was an ARB at minus 130, not so much now. So it's okay. But again, guys, on a day like today, there's so much going on. You have so many great plays. I would not stoop to grab the Jaylen Brown rebounds at under 3% edge. I just wouldn't do that. Jalen Duren over on his points. Pinnacle bet 105. Did FanDuel move at all? No, but they moved a little bit. I shouldn't say they didn't. They did move. But Pinnacle moved a lot beforehand. I don't normally like betting into the book that just recently moved, so I'm just going to not touch this play. Let's take a look at DVigging to Pinnacle and see what we have going on. See if we have anything different. All right, clinging on rebounds. ARB all day long. This looks really good. Now, it's not quite as, FanDuel thinks it's at plus 134. So again, normally if it's an ARB, guys, the Pinnacle, I'm betting it automatically. You can take a look at the line movement here. No significant line movement. But I'm still okay with betting ARBs to Penny. LaMelo under on his PRA. Again, ARB to Pinnacle. Pinnacle sees this at minus 152. But that was their initial projection. But I'm still okay betting this. Again, all ARBs I'm in on. Ayton on his rebounds. Onyx, DraftKings. This looks incredible on Onyx. I'm going to just go bet this on Onyx straight up right now. DeAndre Ayton over 10.5 rebounds, plus 151. Where's this at? All right, let's get back into Onyx because I got a little bit of money left in Onyx. Yeah, I got about 133 bucks. Okay, so over at Onyx, DeAndre Ayton, go. Where's it at? Come on. Click the drop-down arrow here, guys. Plus 135. Not nearly as good, but it still could be okay. How's plus 135 look? Yeah, it's under 3%. You might still be able to get this over on DraftKings, guys, at 151, but not going to get it over there. I'm out of money on FanDuel right now, but Dylan Brooks is an ARB to Pinnacle. Over on his threes. Oh, man, I got to get this. All right, we got to hold on. I might be able to. I got to get this over. This looks incredible. Dylan Brooks, the line movement here on... Pinnacle's really good. All right, see if I can add some funds here. Just going to make a quick, see if I can make a little quick deposit. Ah, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay, we're in. So, Dylan Brooks over 2.5 threes. Plus 124 now. Might have dropped just a touch. But still, this looks really good. 3+ threes. Brooks, he's at 126. Yeah, buddy. I'm just going to go $100 here. But I like it. Still a good play. In on that one. Dylan Brooks over 2.5 3-pointers. Love that at plus 126 odds. That's an ARB to Pinnacle. Carrington under on his points. We've seen this kind of go back and forth a little bit. Looking for movement. Not really having any movement. It is an ARB between the two books. Okay. And then Curry over on assists. This is an ARB as well. These are basically all ARBs. But I love that line movement. That's what I really want to see. So, in terms of these two plays, guys, these are both ARBs to Pinnacle, Carrington and Curry. But on this Curry play, Pinnacle just moved a lot. And that's why I'm going to take this, my other $100, I'm going to put this on Curry. All right, so for 6+ assists, Curry. Can only bet $80. No problem. All right, we're in. There we go, there we go, there we go. All right, last thing that we want to do, because we're going long. Let's take a look at some Australian Open. Got to take a look at that. Very congested. I do apologize, guys. Trying to stay away from the microphone when I'm, doing what I got to do here. Okay. DraftKings Onyx got some unders for women's tennis. Again, Australian Open, one of the 4 major tennis tournaments. It's the first one to kick off the new year. Being here, the games don't start till later tonight, guys. But this is an incredible play here on Lemons and Potapova. Under 21.5. ARB to Pinnacle, tennis. Don't overthink it. Just go bet it on DraftKings. Same with Faria. Can we get this anywhere else? Honestly, yeah, not quite as good. You can get this at Bet Mexico plus 136, but 132, not quite as good on FanDuel. It's just not. This is an ARB on Sportzino, so I'm in on that. Corda, FanDuel, got some first set game spreads. I'm cool with that stuff. Very cool. Potapova again, game spread. The under on this Potapova match, if you don't want to go, on Onyx, you can get it under 20.5 games. So we might be able to get that on Onyx. Where's that at? Let's go back to Onyx. Because if I can get this Potapova under 20.5 games, this is going to be great. Under 20.5, plus 120. Tennis female. There we go. Total lines under 20.5 is at plus 120. And I'm going to bet everything that I have here. I got 133. Just bet it all. Oh no! I don't want it at plus 100. I want it at plus 120. Don't take this then, guys, over on Onyx. Not good. Not good. I'll double check Bracco, but again, like we mentioned before, guys, Bracco's been off. It seems like OddsJam's pulling some incorrect pricing here. But we'll double check the tennis play. Could be surprised. This is women's tennis. Again, they have a nice little search feature here you can take a look at. Can't find anything. All right, I gotta do this the old school way. 11:10 tonight. They're saying WTA, but is it? Oh, never mind. This last name is insane. This last name's insane. They must have pulled this because I can't find it. I literally can't find this Polina game. They're saying it's out there at minus 112, which would be an arbed opinion. I'd love to bet that, but not there. Let's refresh. Yeah, this quarter play, obviously I'm out of dough on FanDuel, but this looks pretty good. It's 1 cent off of being a low hold. I can get down with that. Even this play, like Svitolina, this is 2.5% edge on Onyx. I would totally bet this. On Buska. Let's see. Under 19.5. Plus 105. Again, guys, we're going to try. I'll just bet everything I have in the account, 133. This will go through. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. All right, we got this under here, plus 105. Buxa against Svitolina. 2.5% edge. It's a lower edge, but I still like it. 2.5% is not bad, especially on tennis. For 133, that's everything in the account. Bet a little bit above the recommended size, but that's fine. Solid, solid, solid there. We could have bet Potapova probably on the spread if we wanted to, but that's all right. So there we go. Little Onyx. We get that Onyx money working through. Yeah, it's always worst case. Always worst case. 49ers faithful. So if I could find this play on Bracco, guys, if you can find it, go bet it. It's very good. Very, very good. Otherwise, guys, I'm out of gas. That's the stream. Back on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. Doing it again. Doing it all again. So if nothing else, guys, enjoy the Saturday. There's so much going on. Please, please, please do not sleep on tennis. Do not sleep on it. Use Pinnacle as your sharp. You're going to crush tennis. This is a big tournament. This is a tournament you can get good money down. The major tournaments, you can wager a lot of money, so don't sleep on tennis. I know there's college hoops and NBA. Tonight, guys, focus on tennis. You're going to have a great time. Live betting tennis. Live bet it. Nothing else, guys. Have an awesome Saturday. I'll catch you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern, doing it again. All right. Take care.